You saw that video that I just posted about the chicken lights on the passenger side of the truck. And I was hoping I would not get the opportunity to have to make this video. But what I ran into over there and over here both is when I went to install the lights that go in front of the breather, that my nutserts in the cab that hold the breather can bracket to the cab were actually spinning. So I'm going to show you how to fix that. First things first, I've already removed the air breather. I actually have to get behind this bracket. This bracket itself has to come off because those two bolts go into these two slots, and these other holes are holes for these hooks on the cowl to stick through. So this actually slides in here behind those bolts like this. You come in from the side and tighten those fasteners up. But like I said, mine are spinning. So in order to rectify this, we're going to remove the old ones and pull in new Rivnuts. There's a couple of ways that you can do this. You can, on the driver's side of these 379s, remove the fuse panel and then get to the back side in here on the inside of this cowl and get a hold of that nutsert with a pair of ice grips. And at that point, you can take your impact and you can work it out. But like you see on these, they're just spinning. Now, there are some instances that you can wedge a screwdriver or a pry bar in here, apply pressure outward on this bracket, and that will put that nutsert in enough of a bind where it will actually release and allow you to remove the fastener out of the nutsert. Honestly, I tried it on the other side, it didn't work. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna yak these off real quick with a cutoff wheel. Fortunately, my two bolts in the rear come out like they were supposed to, or you would have to cut those off and do all four of them, which in many instances you do have to do. Like I said, this is a real common problem on these 379s. So at this point, I'm gonna grind the remainder of this bolt off flush and then take the top of the nutsert off, and I'm actually gonna poke them into the cabin compartment. So this is a Rivnut or a nutsert, which is just like a nut, that's a pop rivet basically. And the only thing you'll need is however many of these you cut out, plus an installer. I use the Matco Tools RN9. They have nutsert installers that look like a big pair of cable cutters. I have a pair of those, but they will not pull a 3/8 16 nutsert. The largest it'll pull is a 5/16, I believe. I'm sure they make them, the big handled ones that will do 3/8. I just don't have one. This works pretty well, and it's easy to mess one up, so just be careful. And the way these work, I have it, let me pull that back off. So the way these work, there is a mandrel here that the nutsert threads onto. And then whenever you install it into your panel, it's compressing from the start of the threads, which is about right here, to the flange. See this knurled piece? That helps grip the panel that you're pulling it into. It's swelling it almost exactly like they do a pop rivet, only this has threads in it. And that's really all there is to that. We're going to get some new stainless hardware. We're going to anti-seize everything going back in. All of the threaded nutserts, the four that are in the cowl itself, and the four that are in the bracket. I was very fortunate on this that all four of these bolts that hold the strap for the breather come out. Generally, you have to install new ones of these as well. If yours has the locking headed bolt, Peterbilt, I believe, sells those special locking sockets to remove those fasteners. But there's several different ones. They're very expensive. And we usually just honestly grind a slot in them, pull them out with a flathead, or weld a nut to them and pull them out with. and then obviously we don't reuse those. But if you wanted to reuse yours, they do make the sockets to remove them. But anyways, just make sure to anti-seize everything. That way the next guy it comes apart for, which might be me. So please anti-seize them. Got like right at 10 minutes of footage for this, start to finish. It does not take long. I still have to fish the pieces out of the inside, but I'm gonna put all it back together. No big deal. Just make sure you lubricate the elbow, the rubber elbow, where the breather goes into, that's in the cowl, or else it's extremely difficult to try to monkey the can back on the side of the truck. So, some little light lubricant, whatever, slicker on there, works mint. You'll have to forgive the shirt or the lack of uniform. I had no intentions of videoing anything today, but this was some good information that I thought might help somebody.